2 secs. For some reason, hang on. Let's sort. There we go. Bliminick. Jeez, StreamYard are having a nightmare. I obviously ruined them on the previous stream. Welcome to the Hard Truth. Welcome to the Transfer News Special Report. I'm doing this as a different kind of transfer show because people just seem to be losing their minds. I was going to wait till Tuesday, but people seem to be losing their minds. Literally, it's open today, by the way, everyone. Brenny did join us, but he will be back. How are you doing, Brez? Brezzy? I can hear him because I can hear him tapping. Tap, 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 tap. You can't hear anything. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Is that okay? Can everyone hear me? Just double check. Tap, tap, tap. Just let me know if you can hear me or not because Brezzy can't hear a thing. I can hear Brezzy.
Okay, now, sorry.
That's all right. No worries. No worries. Big up to Mohammed saying evening. Are we getting Benjamin Sesko? You will find out the striker very shortly. Evening Gooners. Big up to Den AFC UK. I'm binning Arsenal until we make a signing. Well done, Oscar Piastri. BX. The window's just opened. It's the first day. So give it time. Give it time. I'm not worried at all in the slightest. So just give it time. Big up to Michael saying hi, gents. Big up to Starkey saying evening all. The Goat Saka, do you think Sesko is the one? You'll all find out soon enough. Starkey saying, yeah, audio is good. Can hear you. Big up to Simba. Big up to Cole. Big up to everybody in the house. And hopefully, Brenny's okay now because he did come in and then disappeared.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, it was just something happened there with StreamYard. It just kicked me out. I didn't even swear.
I promise it wasn't me. It wasn't me, mate. It wasn't me.
I didn't curse. I didn't do anything like that. Just yeah.
Well,
I just don't know.
As I've said, I know this is not really related to the show, but we will be using a new streaming service in the next coming weeks. I'll be starting it up tomorrow. Okay. So, yeah, we're going to a new one. We have tried it. Dermot's tried it on THFC Till I Die, and we're all happy with it. So we will be going to a new streaming service. So bear with us for a while because we will have to be learning on the job with it, to be fair. But it looks good. It just suits us better as a team. But that's where FTSN will not be joining us because we just don't see the point. We all do our shows and we all chat on other shows anyway. So we might as well just bin FTSN and just move on because it's lovely. Obviously, we had a great stream there today. Over 9,000 people were watching the National League playoff. Honestly, one of the most viewed shows we ever do. It's the National League playoff final because it is, for me, the best final of the whole season. It always is. It's so entertaining. Today, definitely.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised it wasn't on TNT because it's normally on TNT.
Oh well. You know, there's certain people out there that love the Zone, but the problem with the Zone, they don't like to share. They like to grab everything that they own and keep it to themselves. Now, there's certain people in North America that love the Zone, but me personally, I think they're money-grabbing gits. They don't like sharing. Now, this National League is ours. It's British. Give it to us. So it should be, even if it was free to air, I have no issues with that whatsoever. Could have put it on ITV3 or anything because people from Oldham, people from Southend deserve to watch that game, and it was a great game. I love that game. So good. Right. Carl has bought a Gyökeres shirt. For what team? Give me some good news.
For his country.
There will be no breaking news today. This is more of a talk about calming yourselves down a little bit because you're all losing your heads a little bit. I think Thursday and Friday. Now, I know the media have got more information on Arsenal than they're letting on, and that's their prerogative to let it out when they want to. That's up to them. Obviously, Arsenal will take forever to announce the signing because that's Arsenal Football Club. Brezzy, we've been fans for long enough. We know we like to drag things out. But media-wise, they have information. They're just not releasing it. That's up to them. it is what it is. We'll get into why in a minute. People should be more calm. There weren't really a lot that was. Well, this is the thing. Literally one has gone through today. Literally one transfer in the Premier League. That's it. I honestly don't understand why everyone's losing their heads. It's going to take time. Internationals. There's a lot of players all over Europe at the moment. A lot. Do you think you can get them signed up? No, of course you can't, because they've got other things that they're more concerned. And some of these internationals are actually important as well. Is it Nations League or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
There's those type of competitions. Obviously, there's friendlies as well. But big up to Tyler saying, "Good evening, mate. I'm just wondering if the striker was Swedish by any chance." Everyone keeps trying this. Big up to Gary saying, "Hello, hello. Cunha announced on the first day." Well, to be fair, Cunha's been done for ages. A lot of people don't know this, but when he signed his new contract back in January, the transfer was sorted within a week. So it's no surprise that he's gone to Man United, just like to anybody, because the whole point of it was to protect his value, which I keep telling you about this. They sign new contracts to protect the value. They put a release clause in there, which really protects that value, and then they've got the value. So clever. Well done, Wolves. Big up to Jay saying, Brendan.
Hey, Jason.
Is there any truth in Lee Undove to Arsenal rumour? But apparently Arteta sees him as an all-rounded striker. Lee Undove. I know Peter Undove. I don't know.
Yeah.
Lee Undove. Who the hell's Lee Undove? Oh, jeez.
Must be Peter's son.
Are you on about the player that plays for Barnet? Are people going to wind me up today? Is this what's happening? Because I didn't even know who the hell he was. I wonder if it was Peterson. This can't be Peterson, surely. I would love to see Arsenal announce a player before the media do. Oh, that will never happen. The media own this. They own it. I'll explain a little bit in the middle. Sorry, I've been speaking for a lot today. In a bit, why that happens. It don't matter about the signings at the moment. We have to talk about Arteta never having a plan B. That is a very valid point. I think you'll see a different system next season. You'll see it in pre-season. You saw it against Southampton. As long as we get all the players that we want in, we will have a new system, which I think is more beneficial to us. Will he have a plan B? Yeah, he'll have a plan B. He'll go back to the one we've had previous. That's pretty much what plan B will be. Pretty much what we've had all season. But there is a new plan A. So I suppose in a way it's a bonus, kind of. Because at least we've got two plans. But I've got a bunch of young puppy. For God's sake, Debbie. Oh God! Don't mind letting.
He's got a step on his one as well.
Oh God! Don't mind letting Rodrigo play at the Club World Cup before he joins us, says Starkey. I'll be honest. I don't think Rodrigo's going anywhere right now.
I don't think he is either.
Swap Nelson with Eze. You'll find out where Eze's new club is shortly, but it won't be us.
That's a shame.
All I will say is you probably won't like Eze anymore from where he's probably going to. Wish we had just a surprise signing. There is a surprise signing in the works, but you're going to have to be patient because, as I've said, and I'll explain in a minute, and Brenny will get what I'm on about in a minute because I'll put it in a way that Brenny will understand. I'm sick of this centre-forward debate. Fans losing their heads saying, why can't we buy someone fast? Look at Liverpool buying 3 players already. Fans need to calm down. Totally agree. Because Liverpool haven't actually bought all these players yet. They've just agreed deals. They haven't actually physically bought them. So just bear with. Plus, they have actually won the actual championship, or the Premier League, if you want to call it. So, they've got they're a bit more of a tempting club than we are at the moment. How much game time are we thinking Max will get? Oh, Jesus. I'm going to say Ethan time. probably.
5 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. The future is Max, Miles, and Ethan in the same team. That's the future. I'd say that will happen within 3 seasons, but it's way too early at the moment for Max. Max is very good, don't get me wrong. And, you know, when he trains with the first team, he doesn't look out of place, but he's still young and we have to be careful with him. This one, I do agree with being careful with Max because Max plays in a certain way where if you overplay him, he will get injured because he puts 120% in every single time. He's a madman. So, yeah. Good evening to Geeks. Oh, no, Spuds for Eze. Watch out for that. Leone. Centre-back is locked in. Leone is someone that we definitely looked at, and for people that watch my fantasy transfer window, he's also one of my signings because Leone is a very good player. Plays at Parma. Very good player. The personal term.
The 18-year-old I saw that were linked.
Say that again, mate.
That's the 18-year-old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the type of profile we're looking at for another centre back coming in. Is that kind of profile? Young. They'll get a few minutes. Kind of going to be like a Rob Holding type. Get a few minutes here and there, and just try and give him a bit of confidence. Don't send him out on loan or anything stupid like that. We'll put him around the first team and give him minutes when we can. The personal terms apparently agreed with. Is that false? No, it's not false. You can ask me their questions like that. I just can't tell you who the striker is that will be signing. You can ask questions like that. I've got no issue.
I have a theory.
We rely too much on Saka too. Nearly every play goes through him and every team. Yeah, I'm not. I've seen the simulation for Arsenal next season. I'm not concerned this will happen next season at all. We have a free prone attack, so I'm not concerned about this next season. And technically, we've got 4. If we can get the surprise signing in, then we'll have 4 prone attack. Max is great, but Rory needs to play a pass more and trust his teammates. Yeah, in all fairness, so I suppose the best way of putting what Max is like an academy player going over to play Sunday League. You know you're better than everyone else, so he just keeps the ball to himself. I'm sure, Brenny, you've had players like that in your teams over the years where they just know they were so damn good, so they just kept the ball and said, "I'll do it all myself."
Yeah,
that. My cousin was that,
did as well.
and he nearly signed for West Ham, but unfortunately back then asthma was a big issue. Obviously not so much now, especially if you ask Liverpool players. By
the way, just to say as well, that's my boy Jay in there, top guy he is, and I'll give him the details of even though it's up on the screen about how to be a part of the Armory TV because he'd love to be. So I'll sort it out with him.
Yeah, you're more than welcome just to give him you've got group admin on the transfer.
So I'll sort it out for him. Yeah. And he believes that Ashley Cole's never not a legend, but that's I know he's watching right now, but that's a funny conversation we have all the time.
Right, me and Brent are going to fall out now, but Ashley Cole is not a legend. He's a scumbag. So I'm with you.
You'll get on with Jay. You'll get on with him.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm with you, Jay. Ashley Cole is not a legend. He's a scumbag. Up to Jackpot 12. Big up to Tab saying even the lights of City.
What's up, Tabs?
In the window, but do you guys have any concerns with the lack of Arsenal transfer news? I'll obviously ask you two because for me, I'm not concerned at all. Brezzy, do you have concerns? That'll be
my Twitter on my X page is getting refreshed like every 5 minutes, waiting for new news. Like going down a rabbit hole. I'm fully invested in it all, and there is concerns because as Arsenal fans, we're known to not do too much early, which is the worry, and then miss out on targets. So that's the issue. I think if you can get something, or at least a few players in the 10 days it's open, it'd be a lot better. Might set up some nerves.
Yeah, true. But Arsenal don't care about that, just so everyone's fully aware.
Yeah, of course.
Arsenal couldn't give a monkey's arse. there's no way I can put that nicely. Arsenal couldn't care about nerves. Arsenal have got a plan. It's a very good plan. And what I'll say, now this is where Brenny will understand. So do you remember a certain episode where of Only Fools, Boyce and Dale were playing cards?
Yeah.
Boyce's got a hand full of 6 kings.
Yeah.
But Dell has a hand of 4 aces.
Yeah.
That is Arteta, right? Arteta. That's Andrea at the moment. He has got 4 aces up his sleeve, literally. And this is the thing. We are not going to show our hand until we are comfortable with showing our hand.
Yeah.
Because once everyone knows our hand, they know we have a weakness, which will be either possibly having to sell someone, and not because of financial reasons, just because they'll think, oh, hang on, you're getting him. Well, that means surely this person's available. They'll then come in with a low ball offer. We want top whack for anyone that will leave. Top whack. None of this, we'll settle for £10 million less. No. We want top whack for all our players because it helps.
So including Zinchenko?
Say that again, sorry.
So does that include Zinchenko?
Oh, well, yeah, Zinchenko's going to be going anyway. And I don't expect too much for him, if I'm honest. I think he's only got long on his contract left now, so he's not exactly the most valuable.
You're right, Bobby, because we don't want what happened 20 years ago, do we? When we had world-class players who were going on the cheap. Yeah,
exactly. Andrea wants to change the way that Arsenal were perceived. Edu tried his best, but it was very hard for him. He was slightly hand-tied by Mikel. Now, with their friendship not there anymore, and Andrea and Mikel are just work colleagues, there's no friendship. Andrea is going to do what's best for the Arsenal Football Club. That's his job. That's what he's been hired to do. You know, his job is to improve the squad, following a long line with what Mikel would like, which is happening, so that's fine. I've got no issues with that. And we need to improve ourselves as a selling club as well. And that is vital, not just for this season, but for future. You know, we've looked so easy as a target for people saying, oh, I want this player, we're going to give you that. Oh, all right then. Okay, that's fine. We don't want to do that. We want to look like someone that, you know, you want Odegaard, okay, you pay 150 million quid for him then. All right then. We you know, it comes in vital. And you know, let's say, like, just hypothetical. We don't win anything next season. Saliba signed his new contract. We will want top whack for Saliba, not a reduced rate because, you know, we need to cash in. We want full whack for him so we can invest that money for Saliba's replacement. If, you know, obviously we don't win anything. So, yeah, I'm not concerned about the lack of the transfer news because the media know about one thing at the moment. Now, I'm obviously taking Zubimendi out of this because we all know about that. But the media know about one other thing at the moment. That's the striker role. They're not going to release it because they want to make more money out of this. So they're going to keep churning it out until literally the player or the agent says something. Then it will have to be shut up about. Are you saying a surprise signing like you have no idea? No, I know what we're trying to do, and it makes sense. And I hope that we can do everything in the way that we want to. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen, but we're trying very hard because I do expect one blockbuster signing at least. I've always said there could be 2, but I think one blockbuster signing for me, for definite. I have found it odd that the idea is a split between 2 strikers. Usually at this stage, they get behind. Why the confusion? The confusion? Because journos just pump out stuff just for the fun of it, and the problem is, I'm not going to go at anybody there, but everyone reads it and go, "Oh my god, how do you know it's true? How do you just because it's a journalist? How do you know it's true?" Now, what Fab, Orney, and the other one, Jacobs, could all do is literally come out and say, no, that's false. They don't want to do that because they know that there'll be money earned from the story going out, and it will just continuously earn money. It's a horrible world, X, at the moment, I have to be honest. Alex Merritt on a free, says Mohammed. The goalkeeper situation is sorted. It's locked in. But obviously we're waiting to just get the pieces in line, and then you'll see what happens. Big up to Oliver saying hi. It all depends on which striker we sign. Then I will either be calm or not. This is why I wanted to do the hard truth, because the Sesko Gyökeres situation, right? I don't understand the Sesko hate. I'll be honest. Last season I was okay if we did sign him. This season I'll be a lot happier if we were to sign him, because he's had 2 seasons now. Now Leipzig, for people that don't follow Bundesliga as much as I do, Leipzig have had a bad season, really bad. And Sesko has been playing a lot on the right, not down the centre. So, that's why his stats aren't as good. He's only, he's now turned 22. He turned 22 yesterday, his birthday. He's so young. Like, strikers don't hit their prime until, 26, 27? Is that about right?
About that, yeah.
Yeah, so, and he's good. He looks good enough already. Okay, Brez, what are you going to say, mate?
Just a question. Yes, he's 22 now, and he does look good. Yes. But from what I'm seeing, he's faced more of a false 9 with Leipzig. But he's still a bit raw. But we need someone now. We can't rely on Kai. Kai's been good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But surely we need someone that's going to 20 goals, 25 goals, and then use Kai.
All right, I'm going to
go with that.
I'm going to reverse. Was it 2-3 years ago now? Isaac was available from Sociedad.
Yeah.
Out of you two, obviously, guys in the comments, you're more than welcome to get involved in this as well. How many of you wanted Isaac?
When
he was available from Sociedad?
I did.
Okay, Brenny, did you want him?
No, not at that time. I knew he was good, but I didn't think he was ready yet at the time. If I'll be honest, I didn't think he'd turn into. I didn't think he'd turn into this fantastic player he is now.
Yeah, you see where I'm going with this. But you see where I'm going with this.
I get it. I do get it. But all I'm saying is
So the media need to be a little bit more honest about all the different deals that they're talking about that we're linked with, right? Because the Gyökeres one is not what it all makes out to be seemed. Like they're saying, it's cheaper than Sesko. It's technically not. It's actually more expensive than Sesko. But they're not saying that. And they're lapping you guys up because you're believing, Gyökeres is cheaper. Yes, we must get Gyökeres. How are we not doing it?
I don't think it's that. I think it's the goals. If I'm honest,
it's a different situation when
I don't look at none of these media lot.
Oh, I'm glad you don't, mate. Unfortunately, I have to hear too much.
No, I don't. I never do. I don't study them. Fabrizio Romano, all of them. I don't study any of them. I really don't.
Oh, I'd love to be in your life for a day. But yeah, it's honestly, mate, it's mad. But the Gyökeres deal is so expensive. It's not a pretty deal. It's a dirty deal. Agents have a lot to do with this. And again, surprise, they don't talk about the agents, how much he's demanding. And if you remember, Arsenal are not willing to pay stupid agent fees anymore. They've ruled that one out. If there's a stupid agent fee, they won't do it because they're not comfortable with paying money to an agent. That agent's not going to do anything for you. He's not going to come back and feed the players at half time. He's literally just earning money for nothing. Literally nothing. Because the agent does fudge all. Apart from just demand loads of money. Jay saying, exactly. I'm with you, Jay. Power to the people. There's definitely no Cole legendary here. The worst thing for Arsenal fans is the glacial pace Arsenal moves at regards to transfers. No, see, this is a media problem. Arsenal are doing a lot behind the scenes, but there's no one they're close with. Because I know a lot of people say, "Oh, Orney's the Arsenal man." No, he's not. Arsenal don't have any people. They have stupid little leaks that need to shut up sometimes. And I'd love to find out these people because it's amazing they never have a face on their handles, and they don't actually have their name. They just have hand of something or Arsenal inside. All this palaver. How about you put your name out so that we can find out exactly who you talk to? Because if it's Brenda, who's the cleaner that comes in every Tuesday to clean the toilets, then I ain't gonna listen to you, love. Simple as that. Because Brenda, she likes a bit of the whiskey now and then. She could be seeing unicorns sometimes at the Arsenal Stadium. You can say you'll sign a unicorn? Don't think so. As you can tell, I'm kind of in a bit of a sarky mood today. I'll see you at work, mate. Big up to Joe. Lindsay Gyökeres and Sesko end up with Colin Moani on loan. Nope. But there is, what I will say, there are 3 strikers in this situation. Now, I wanted to put this back up because I do want people to realise this. People that didn't listen to the previous show. So these are still the players that we have spoken to just this window alone. So there is 8 strikers. We've whittled it down to 8. I whittled it down to 3. Okay? There's now 3 strikers that we're talking to. There was 8. Say that again, mate.
What are 2?
No, there's 3. Still 3.
Okay.
That hasn't whittled down to 2 yet. This is the media thing. They're making it out to be Sesko or Gyökeres. Yeah. There's 3.
It's just 2. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're making out to be, for real.
Yeah. There's 10 wingers. There's 10 wingers. Some on the right side, majority on the left. That gives you a clue. We're definitely getting a left winger. Midfielders, there's 15 of them. 2 of those are holding midfielders, other than Zubimendi. Because obviously we've got to cover ourselves just in case Partey doesn't sign. But as far as I'm concerned, Partey will be signing. That should be announced. So as I know, there's been some stuff coming out of Barcelona, but Barcelona came in ages ago for him. So the Saudi clubs, I don't know why they're regurgitating that story. But as far as we're all concerned, Partey will sign. He hasn't signed yet, but he will sign. And then the rest of them are kind of different type of midfielders. So you've got centre midfielders and a couple of attacking midfielders. And that's the bit that I'm hoping and will be the surprise is the attacking midfielder. Because if we can get an attacking midfielder. Yes, mate.
Yeah. I think the surprise will be 5 left backs, mate.
Well, I don't really want to talk about left backs, but I'm going to be in a minute.
We certainly need a left back. We got rid of the best one.
Yes, well, that is something that is in the pipeline. It's possible. I'm not going to say it will happen because if we need to put more money into another position, which we might have to, you'd never know. Then the left back we will feel is okay for now. So we'll just put a plaster over it. So we've got Calafiori, Lewis, Skelly there. And then we'll worry about that next season. So it's not something that is essential. But it all depends. The majority of our money is going on a front line. And that's what everyone wanted anyway. Was the majority of the money was on the front line. And we'll obviously have to do a couple of bits behind that as well. But I'm not concerned. That's why I've got 16 defenders. Like I said, there's a couple of different left backs there. Sorry, people, but there has been no right backs. Okay, not a single right back. But quite a few left centre backs as well. Goalkeepers 6. Obviously, Jean Garcia, as I've said, he's going to Barcelona. He knew that for a while. We pulled out. And it wasn't for Mikel, it was, and Andrea didn't want to pay that money for Garcia because he would have been a number 2. You don't want to pay 25 million quid for a number 2 because it's just stupid. You're wasting a lot of money. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about the situation with the goalkeepers. It's happy. Why are the top goons crying over Jean Garcia when we already have a 2-time goal? I think what it is... because they were adamant that he'll be the second goalkeeper. But you would have only ever seen him in the League Cup and the FA Cup. So I don't really get, and I get why Andrea said, no, I'm not paying that for backup goalkeeper. So I don't really get it, because he wouldn't have pushed Raya yet, because he's nowhere near Raya's standard. And I'm not saying Raya's world class, because I'm not. But there is a drop off from Reyes to Jean Garcia. He's better than Neto, in all fairness. But Jesus, I think I'd be better than Neto, and I can't see. So Jay's saying 159. I don't know what that means.
159.
Yeah,
159. I
know what that means?
haven't a clue.
Okay, fair enough. All right, yeah. Find out for me. No, Sesko, hey, I just want to know if Arteta wants to play with a direct 9 or someone who can play everywhere. He wants the number 9 to be versatile. He doesn't want just a number 9. And we've always wanted that. Now, a lot of people forget that Isak can play more than the centre forward role. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. So the profile is exactly the same as Isak. Exactly the same profile. So there's no difference. I did too. Yeah, see, Mohammed wanted Isak, exactly. I wanted Isak based off of the Odegaard connection. Fair enough. I see you looking at your phone. Seen Brenda down the pub. She's probably Rodrigo, though. Has she? Has she indeed? Yeah. Brenda gets around a bit. She does. I'll tell you, bless her. Brenda's a ledge stock unless you talk to her about Ashley Cole. Were you ever in for Cunha? Reason I asked is if I was a footballer and had to choose between Arsenal and United, Amorim over Arteta would swing it for me, despite United's poor season. In January, yes. After that, no. And no one's going to be surprised when I say this.
I agree with Tabs there. I mean, I think also what it is as well. It's about what manager you trust, regardless of whether that side's had the club's had a good season or a poor season, and a lot of players do that. I think that's why with the Gyökeres thing, it's like a lot of people were thinking, well, yeah, maybe Gyökeres would join United, depending on whether or not they won Europa League or not, because he wants to play under Amorim. So. Yeah, I do get that. I do get that as well. So yeah.
Yeah, well, back in January we were interested. We tried to do a deal, and I think Andrea and Mikel will be very happy that we didn't, because his attitude stinks, and it does stink. And look, I have no problems with attitudes, but stinky one I do have a problem with, if I'm honest. And he does have a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Edison from Serie A. Edison.
He's not prolific. He's not prolific, and we need prolific.
Is that
Cunha. I don't think he's prolific.
I thought you meant Edison. I was like, what? He's a midfielder.
Oh, right. Prolific goal scoring midfielder Edison.
Yeah. No, Edison for me, it's possible he could move. I know Man United are very interested in him. Look, Man United, everyone can have their banter with them, but they're a big club. And they will do big moves this season, so just prepare for yourselves for that, because they've got a good manager.
He needs a serious window, doesn't he? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to have a massive window,
given a chance.
Yeah, he's going to have a massive window.
The Bacola winger, because apparently he's been linked with Arsenal, isn't he?
There is a slight chance that Barcola could be available. Yes. That is.
Any true to Arsenal? Or?
Oh yeah, of course we've looked at Barcola. Yeah, of course we have. We'd be mad not to. We were impressed with him when he played against us. That's the thing. When we play against teams and someone impresses us, obviously we don't need to do a scouting mission because we've just seen it. Barcola's obviously come up, but it all depends on PSG. I think PSG, they've just won the Champions League. They've obviously got Doué, Sheila. Where does Barcola really lie in that?
But I only saw a few minutes of that final. I only saw the second goal.
Oh, it was fantastic, mate. Inter Milan were pretty poor, but PSG were outstanding. But I said all the season, PSG are a very good team. People underrate them a lot just because, they're a French team. No, they're a very good team with a very good coach. Lookman is available. Yep, that's another option. Did the end of season review take place? Yes, I did it. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant my one. It's the only one that mattered. But yes,
Well,
it's
yeah.
taken place last week. All teams' end of season reviews have taken place. All 92 have been done now. Does Mikel know he's under pressure? Yes. How did he take it? Not well. Some reports saying the club is happy with the project and he's under no pressure long term.
Project done. Project is done.
I personally don't.
It's got them challenging now, so project is done.
No. He has to deliver, not challenge. Deliver.
I agree.
He does have
He
to
has to
deliver,
deliver.
but I'm also not of that concept where we are the only club in the world, because there are other clubs. And look, if and it is a big if, by the way, people. So bear with me. League Cup final, we make it, we don't win. FA Cup final, we make it, we don't win. League, we come second, but literally on goal difference. Champions League, we get to the final, runners up. Then we have to have a serious conversation. Is it us or is it Mikel? Has Mikel got enough to take us over the line? Because there is a winning mentality. You need that winning mentality, which is why I never pan off the League Cup, because even just winning that helps the players realise what it likes to feel like you've won. But yeah, there is definitely pressure. He knows there's pressure. There's a certain Italian called Andrea who's definitely putting pressure on him. And look, if he starts bad this season, we're not in a very good place by Christmas, then get time for the guillotine personally. But yeah, we'll talk about that in 6 months' time, because right now we need to focus on the window, and that's where we're looking. We're just sorting out this window, getting it right. Hopefully we move on. Igor Tijon, yes, he is a player that we are close to signing. Not saying it's done, but it's getting close. And I have pleaded with Arsenal not to announce this signing before we actually announce a striker signing, because Arsenal fan base will go into meltdown if we announce a 17-year-old kid from Blackburn Rovers as a striker signing. So basically, this is a cover for Chido. So obviously we lost Chido, and we needed to replace Chido. This will be our replacement. And everyone's going to say, oh, hang on, BRF. Yes, I know we had BRF. But again, it just didn't work out, did it? I wish we still had BRF. Is the first striker we're looking at a big name? Yeah, we all know him. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. We all know him. So yeah.
When do you think it's going to be announced, like officially? Like it's.
What, officially by us or just officially by the media?
Wow, I mean, as in, terms are agreed. This is done. He's coming for his medical.
So media. I can see it happening this week. What day are we on? Sunday. I can see it happening by Friday. I'm still on the same timeline I was when I told you 7 to 10 days. I can't see there being a reason why not, because even I'm getting fed up with it now.
Yeah.
They've been told, so I don't see why they're not releasing it. They just want to make a bit more money out of it all. But as for Arsenal, probably 2027, around August time, we'll probably announce it. He'll be wearing a new shirt.
Right.
No, but look, Arsenal take forever to announce signings. That's just the way we are. We take forever because we want to make these amazing, star-studded bloody videos and God knows what else. So that's going to take a while. Plus, I do think that the number 10 and 14 shirt are available.
Yeah,
they will be taken this season. In my opinion, I think both of them will go. Do you think we'll get anyone in this 10-day window? We should. I can't look. Everyone's going to have to be patient with Zubi, right? That there's a situation that's kind of out of our hands, but kind of in our hands. We could force the issue, which no one really wants to do, because you don't want to break relationship with teams. You want to keep that relationship good for future negotiations. So there is a situation with Zubi where Zubi might not be announced till July. But there's no reason. Look, I think everyone said it anyway in the media that it's a done deal, job done. but the actual announcement may not happen until July, just because you want to keep good relationships with teams, and there's a situation with Sociedad that will help them if it waits till the 1st of July. It's all about accounting.
Yeah, is that down to the finances? If they ready it for July, it goes on to the next year's figures.
Yeah, it's all about accounts. It's all about accounts, so it helps them out. And obviously, if you do them a favour, then they'll do you a favour later down the line. So it's all swings and roundabouts, So you've got to kind of keep good relationships with some teams sometimes. Some teams couldn't give a monkey's arse and just do what they want. So do I see? I can see. See, I was hopeful of 2 or 3, but I'll be honest, I think that's slightly optimistic at the moment. I can see 1, maybe 2. I just can't see us going mental, just because there's so many different pieces of the jigsaw that just aren't fitting together at the moment, and they need to be all in line before we just announce what we're doing. So yeah, there's a couple of things that are a bit of an issue. Our only 2 signings we urgently need is a tall, proven striker and who can head the ball, i.e. another one who can head the ball, i.e. Oh, okay, got you.
So probably hold up the ball as well. Hold the ball up. Well, big target man or something.
So, okay, I'm trying to help you on this one, but Havertz will be having a future at our club this season. At the moment, I can't see him leaving. 1, he's happy. 2, he's useful because he covers multiple positions. He's not just a number 9 before people go,
he's a squad player for me. I wouldn't get him.
No, right now, especially with Jesus out as well, and obviously we can't do anything with Jesus, but we will as soon as we can. He's off. See you later. Off to Jaywick. Off he goes. But yeah, that's the situation we can't deal with at the moment. He'd take Nico Williams, but wages are high. Obviously, Barcelona are looking at situations, and he's not even high on Barcelona's hit list anymore. Their relationship has broken down significantly. From PSG, I would take Doué, Emery, and Enrique for manager. Geeks, I'm pretty sure there's a few people out there that said there is no other managers. I'm sure I've heard that.
Well,
I'm sure I've heard that somewhere. There's no other managers.
Oh, Enrique, it's not as good as Arteta. He had Messi in 2015. He had Messi in 2015 in Champions League final. Bollocks.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. But no, I'll take Doué as well. We were in for Doué, but obviously, look, the PSG project is just too good to turn down anyway. But I wish we had got Doué back then. But hey ho, it is what it is. Someone bumped into MLS at the Baller League, and Miles straight up said, "We know we have to win a trophy. No excuses." Said all the players. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I'm glad Miles. See, Miles is going to get into trouble over the next few years. I can guarantee it, because he is a interesting character. But yeah, look, and they all know it. They all know it. There was a situation when Andrea first came in. Now, I know it. I don't think it's really hit the press, but there was a situation when Andrea came in. He says and looked at the team and looked at the way that we could be playing that season. There was a consideration about selling Odegaard because Odegaard technically doesn't fit the system now. And obviously his numbers haven't been great this season and all that kind of stuff. And obviously we're not going to sell Odegaard for obvious reasons, because it would be madness and it would be very bad PR. But he's got to perform next season, because otherwise he'll be on the chopping block next summer. It is as simple as that. And all the players at Arsenal Football Club know this. All their careers are on the line, not just Arsenal Football Club itself. But if you don't perform next season, and you're not backing up all the data that we have about them, saying, you should be performing at this level, but you're performing so far down at this level, there will be question marks and you will be chopped. It's as simple as that. And Odegaard knows this himself. So, yeah. I have said before, keep the ball rolling. All silverware is welcome. Yes.
It is. It is.
Yes, mate.
Moreno.
And Bremo is going to be moving.
Oh yeah, I'd say.
I'd say it's between 3 clubs at the moment in Bremo, but Bremo is not like top list that we must have. Like he's not going to come in, and he's not the left wing signing, and he's not the striker signing. You know, he's someone that we would look at as a rotational squad player.
Do you know what?
Because yes, mate.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna. just to you know what Brezzy was saying just now. I mean, Brezzy, he's someone that you definitely would take, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
I mean, I would take him, and for me, because of where he plays in Sack's position, you could rotate both of them.
Yes.
And you know what I mean, and you can trust that right hand side, because no matter who plays on that right hand side, if we were to get him, it'd be problems week in, week out for whoever's playing.
Oh yeah,
Saka will play more games, even though Bremer can play on the left. Saka will play more games, no doubt. But sometimes if you feel we've got a big Champions League game coming up, and we're going to be waiting, and you feel, you know what, we're going to be, you know, we're playing away at Chelsea. I would trust Bremer to come in, have Saka on the bench, you know what I mean, and then start Saka the following week for a big Champions League game. I think, you know, that would work, in my opinion.
No, I agree. But yeah, for me, Bremo will leave Brentford, but there's 3 clubs in the Premier League alone. There are other clubs, obviously, across Europe. Newcastle are 1, yep. You have the wrong manager and the wrong captain. That's the difference, right? There's this tabs.
I agree.
What's the case? Pick up to Simba. Don't believe everything presidents say. They say what's best for their club, and that's fine. They say what they want, but it's not the truth. Zubimendi is a done deal for Arsenal. That's why all the big people have announced it, because it is a done deal. But it's not going to be official until it's right for us and right for them. And if they continuously do this kind of stuff, then obviously Arsenal will go, well, F you, we'll just go and trigger it now then. Simple as that. And he'll be our player now. Yeah. I need to join you, so need to ask some devilishly probing questions. You're more than welcome every Tuesday, Friday. I will be doing a transfer show. This is obviously a special because people were losing their heads last week.
I have to come on with you as well, Geeks. Yeah, we had a really good chat today. And just to also, before you crack on, what I was saying to him today, that, you know, we haven't won anything for 5 years, and I don't like this snobby attitude that we as fans have, where it's just Premier League, Champions League or bust. We cannot have that snobby attitude with regards to trophies, because we haven't been winning season in, season out. I get that if we have been winning trophies, you know, consistently like City had done in previous seasons, and you think, well, before, okay, Arteta's won the League Cup 3 times. It'd be like, well, okay then. I get that. But yeah, trophies is trophies at the end of the day. You ask the players, all of you lot out there, ask the players, ask a professional footballer and say to them, oh, so you just want to you just want to play for the big prizes? And they would tell you, well, you know what? If we can't get the big prizes, I'm happy finishing my career winning with 5 FA Cups and 3 League Cups. If I cannot win a European trophy, or I cannot win a Premier League, saying to tell my grandchildren, ask a professional footballer that.
No, I agree, mate.
Okay. Yeah. I don't, but yeah, okay.
I think what I will say, if we finish 17th, by all means, lose your heads.
Yeah.
Cool for whatever. But turning down your nose at what they've won, hell no. Not in your million years. I would be quite happy with that trophy.
I think it's turning down your noses at like the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup. But I think we've won enough of them now. I think now we need the Prem, we need the Champions League. And if an FA Cup or a League Cup down the line comes with that,
do you know what? I hear you, Bradley. I hear you on that. But really, what I look at as well, right, with regards to FA Cup and League Cup as well, is it's not, you know, it's not just about winning them. It'd be great if we could, but I just also think about fans, the fans that are season ticket holders, the fans that can have a great day out. There's a generation of Arsenal fans that keep coming up, and we've seen multiple FA Cup wins. We've seen Arsenal win a League Cup twice at Wembley. We've seen league titles. Some of these fans haven't seen that, and they'll think, I love to go out for a day at Wembley. It'd be great, and I hope we could win it. So it's a great day out for fans of all ages as well.
Yeah,
I get that. In that context as well. I hear what you're saying.
Right. Absolutely, but what I'm saying is that we start winning the big honours. You think Saliba's going to stay to win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup? You think he's going to get an offer from Real Madrid or
of course, and I get that, and I do get that. I do get that, and I always say we must compete for everything. Just be greedy. You know what I mean? Just be greedy. That's all I'm saying. I do get that, Brazil, 100%, mate. But yeah, I suppose we just got to be greedy.
Well, this is the thing. We've got.
I think we to be with the big boys, we need to start winning like the big boys. You think like City, they've done the treble. I'm not saying
and you're right.
That, but at least,
and you're right.
Get an FA, a Champions League or an FA or a Prem and a Carabao. I'm not saying go all season and win everything, but what I'm saying is that we need to be aiming for the big honours. So always. Then Saliba's just going to go. Odegaard's going to go. And if we're going to get a top signing like a striker, he'll stay for 2 years. Go, I can't win anything here. Oh, Bayern Munich wants me, or PSG wants me. Okay, I'll go there. And then we're back to square one again, and it's rebuilding number 2.
I hear you, man. I hear you. And Brizzy, do you agree as well? Like early in Arteta's reign, did you feel like I actually thought that the FA Cup could help, install a winning habit. But the following season, gosh, I don't know what happened in regards to that Europa League semi against Villarreal. I mean, do you feel that we would have won the league if we had won a League Cup, another FA Cup before we were challenging for the league or even the Europa League? Because from what I see, if we'd have won those cups, I feel that the winning habit, the taste for trophies would have been stronger within the players.
I mean, it would add to it. I don't think it's the that's the main ingredient. I think quality and the players would have been the first thing, but I think it definitely would add to it. But I mean, we lost Aubameyang, like I said. We haven't really had a striker since then. Where we shoehorned Kai Havertz into a striker position, and then he got injured, and then we played Jesus, he got injured, and then we played a holding midfielder as a striker. Luckily enough, it kind of panned out a little bit, but still, it's the depth. We need the depth and the quality, and that's down to Mikel.
We do.
I do think that winning some trophies, even as the Carabao Cup, would add to the mentality, but I still think to retain the best players, you need to be winning the bigger honours. And for me, and I will say this now, hand heart, for me, FA Cup and Carabao Cup will not do it for me. He has to deliver Prem or Champions League, or even both, for him to stay. And I've been Mikel in since day one. So for me to say that now, it's I mean, he's had enough money, he's had a lot back in. He has to deliver now. Simple as that.
I agree.
Fair enough. Big up to AFC always. No, it's all right, mate. Big up to AFC always. This makes up. Don't know how many zeros that is there.
AFC always.
Make one final, forget trophies for a second. Yeah, mate. It is what it is. According to Fab, we're interested. Yeah, we are interested in Bremo, but so are other clubs. Sorry, no worries, mate. Don't worry about it. What phase is Enrique in all players? Oh no, it's mad, isn't it? How do you like your beers and ciders? Cold. Well, tell me, out of all the questions or the alternative teams, that is probably the weirdest comment you've ever done. How do you like your beers and ciders? I like them cold. Anyway,
No, I think he means I think he means Cokes and Fantas because he does everything. He's that psychological.
my predictions is getting Sesko, Watkins, Barcola, or Rodrigo as the late window blockbuster. That's there's going to be more than that, but yeah, I get where you're coming from. I would take a Gittins or Barcola. Gittins is available. We are one of a couple of teams involved in the chat with Gittins. On what Brenny said, we need to have a squad that Arteta trusts to rotate. Yep. Yeah. We do need the big boy honours, but we need to get in the habit. Yes, exactly. Well, that's Mikel's problem, isn't it? Because he has literally just laughed at the League Cup and the FA Cup, if I'm honest. Because it has been a joke for him. He's not taken any of them seriously. I know we were quite close with the League Cup this season, but that was still a poor performance against Newcastle, in my opinion. Jay, big up to all you guys. Big up to you, mate. Winning something would show progression. All adds to the stats history. Won't remember finishing second. No, because I can guarantee you, if you ask me and Brenny on who finished second in every season, I couldn't tell you. Brezzy might have a chance, but I couldn't tell you because I don't care. I'll be honest, I don't care who comes second. No one does. I was thinking about this the other day when I was doing something else, and I was thinking, does anyone remember who finished behind Cole Lewis when he won, gold medal, and Linford Christie who won? Does anyone remember the silver medalist? Because I don't. I haven't got a clue. I remember the gold medalists, but I don't remember the silver or the bronze.
I remember the silver medalists.
Okay, fair enough. But I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah, and the bronze.
I mean,
but you always want the gold, don't you?
Brands. Oh, favourite brands, Jesus. There's quite a few, to be fair. I you know what I like? I like the obscure ales, like the crazy ones. There was one that I had, and I've not been able to find it since, called the Raspberry Blonde. It was absolutely beautiful ale. Had literally a scent of raspberry, and it was a beautiful ale. Anyway, Arteta must go if his striker allergy persists. We will be getting a striker. Don't you worry about that. 18th fixtures are out. Yes. What is your guys' X names? Oh, hang on, 2 secs. I put on. Sorry, I didn't realise our names went on. Has that come up now? Hang on. Let's have a look. See if I can hide that comment. There you go. Oh no, they're still not up. Why not up? Hang on. There we go. There's our X names. There you go. I'll leave that up for a minute, so you can have a look. So I'm not going to put anyone's comments up for a minute, just so I can go through and everyone can add our X's if you wish. 18 million a year, like it is getting paid. Yeah, trust me, I don't like that myself.
Just a question.
Yes, mate.
Have you seen that video with Saka on the F1 grid where into an interview, and then it's just like kind of like no comment, and then people are like, oh, it doesn't do an interview, like he's too arrogant and stuff like that.
What? He's getting slagged off.
Yeah, it's all over Twitter or X now.
It's an absolute joke.
Anyone mention about Jordan Henderson? Because I guarantee he wouldn't have given an interview because he's a rude little git. But I guarantee they wouldn't have picked on him. They've picked on Saka for obvious reasons, which just pisses me off. And no pressure to deliver any silver. A club is a disgrace, and the Kroenkes need to F off. Right. So Josh is doing everything he can right now to get us trophies because he wants trophies. Now, I've said I'll give it this season, and if we have a bad season again, and they don't pull the trigger on Arteta, then I'll be on the Kroenkes' back. But right now, we're doing everything we can financially. Andrea's doing a very good job, giving Mikel everything possible. If we have a really bad season and they don't chop him, then I will be back on. I'll be on their case as well, and they won't want me on their case either. So, yeah. If Trossard and Martinelli are both staying, I can't see us getting a left winger. We are 100% getting a left winger. Saka and Nwaneri are good enough for the right wing. We would now need to bring in someone to rotate with Odegaard. That is the plan. But also the left wing. Most of our money, don't forget, we will spend, probably net spend will be about 200 million, will be the net spend. We will spend up to 300, but the net spend will be 200. By net spend, that means any money that's coming in as well, because we will be selling players. So left winger, 100% will happen. Striker, 100% will happen. With the situation with Trossard and Martinelli, yes, Trossard is getting a new contract, but it's not an extension. He's getting a better paid deal. Martinelli is the one that most likely will be leaving, and for a decent amount of money. So that again, mate.
Is he getting a 1 year?
Who, Tross?
Trossard, or a 2 year?
He'll have what? So
probably a 2 year.
There's a couple of issues. There was a 4-year deal, which was at the same rate, or he gets a 2-year with a 1-year option with a higher rate. Now, I think he's going for the 2-year with the higher with the option with a higher rate of salary, because he has. I think they worked out that he played close to 50 games this season, and he's not getting paid anywhere like what Zinchenko is. And Zinchenko played a handful of games. So, rightly so. Trossard's just saying, this ain't right. So yeah, that the situation will be like that, and it's Martinelli who's more likely to leave, if I'm honest. Please, Arsenal sign a player this week. I can't promise you that, but I'm hoping you'll have information this week. Arsenal decline became with the appearance of John Kroenke instead. I will say Stan is an absolute nightmare. Stan is an absolute twat, and I'm glad he has nothing really to do with the club now. It's all Josh, and Josh is doing a very good job. So I'm perfectly chilled about it, if I'm honest. Look, at the end of the day, we're going to get a goalkeeper. We're going to get another defender, midfielder sorted. Then it's our front line, and everyone's been begging to improve our front line for ages. Yeah. We're going to be doing it. Just be patient. There's no problems with it. Who doesn't want a new left winger, a new striker, possibly a cam, and another winger? Who doesn't want that? Like, seriously? I'm battling common cold, so I went down the alcohol route, Bobby. Hence, no, that's fine. That's fine. It's interesting. Where do you see Calafiori's position and game time next season? As long as we keep away the interest from Italy, which there is some, he will be probably starting 75% of the games, I would have assumed. Lewis Skelly, we will want to see more in midfield than we do want to see him in left back, which will obviously then. What we want to see Lewis Skelly is a DM. We don't want to see him at left back, but we might need to use him as left back next season just to give Calafiori some rest now and then. Obviously, hence why we're looking for an actual left back. But it's if more of our money needs to be spent on the forward line, which is the main important factor, then the front line comes first, not the left back. So if we have to, we'll drop the left back situation. We'll move that to next season, which is not a problem anyway, because the actual age of the profile that we're looking at is not old anyway. So got no issues anyway. We might even do one of those buy him and then loan him back anyway. So even if we did that, that's fine. I've got no issues with that. Do you reckon we'll get our top targets? Forward line, yes. The rest, probably, if I'm honest. I want to see Zinni left, but yes.
No.
Yeah, no, it's okay. He's left out at the end. That's fine. I've got no issues with that now. No, Zinni has to go. He earns a lot of money at the club. 150k he's on. He has to go. And there's no role for him. Because we won't put him in the position that he's actually good at. So what's the point? Zinni will go. We're waiting for teams actually that are interested at the moment. There's a few that were interested in January that are still hovering around, but everyone's doing exactly what Andrea's doing, keeping their cards close to their chest. The window is open for 3 months. I think people forget this. I swear people think that the window is open for a week and that's it. It's 3 whole months. It closes on the 10th. It reopens on the 16th. There's literally a 6-day break. And I guarantee you in that 6-day break, the media is going to be immense. Immense. So you won't technically get a break from the transfer window because no one's going to go on holiday for 6 days. So yeah, it is what it is. But before I wrap this up, because I obviously do need to do other stuff, Brezzy, have you got any questions before I go?
Two strikers in.
The possibility is still there. Now, I will be very honest. The second striker, don't get too excited about because Now, I need to be very clear on this. So, for the number 1 role, there are 3 strikers that are possible. For the second striker, it is a different profile, different targets. So, the 3 are for the number 1 slot, and there's a few others for the second slot. Now, there's a young lad in Germany, one of the ones we're looking at. There's someone in the Premier League that is of a different age profile. That's for the second role.
Watkins.
I'm not saying any names, but it's not inconceivable at the moment that 2 strikers come in. If all the installments are agreeable to Arsenal and we've still got money left over, then there's no reason why we can't get 2 strikers in this window, because we know we will be sending Jesus, and we'll still need a striker when Jesus goes, because Kai isn't a striker. We all know this. So yeah. One more question, mate, before I go through the comments and ask Brenny if there's any questions from him?
Attacking midfielder. What's the likelihood it's going to be anyone that we know?
Oh, you'll definitely know him. Yeah, there won't be no shock names-wise. There won't be like, who the hell's he? You will have to go onto YouTube to find what is wrong with my voice today? Videos of the person playing. You will all know him. So I've got no issues with that whatsoever. Brenny, any questions from you, mate?
No, I mean, all questions that Brezzy asked, I echo that as well, So yeah, for me, it's just I'm not looking at any journos. It's just a case of let's just see what happens. It's I've taken everything on board what you've said in the past couple of weeks, and let's just see how it plays out.
Exactly. Just be patient, guys. That's literally what I will have to keep playing, take that and patience in that group every single day at this rate, I tell you, because you all need a little bit of patience, because honestly, it's worth it in the end. I'll tell you, has turned us to expensive steak. We need proper ballers and scraping silly inverted systems that don't win anything. Actually, perfect time, Mo. That question is perfect timing. So the formation, if we do go for the one, and obviously we need everybody in that we want first before we go to the full formation. Obviously, you saw it against Southampton. That's the new formation. So a 4-2-3-1 kind of thing. That is what we will be doing. It's a much more entertaining formation when you get all the targets that you want in, because trust me, it's a free-thrown attack, and I wouldn't fancy being a defender then. But we need to get all the targets in. And I can't see any issues at the moment. We are a big club, and we are paying big wages, so I'm not concerned. Yeah. Is the left winger going to be a starter or more on the bench? Well, this is Mikel we're talking about here.
He'll have to be a starter.
I do feel he will be a starter. It's a big name, so I'm not too worried. What happened on F1 today? I think Piastri won, Norris second, Russell third. I think I got that right. Honestly, Chris was watching it whilst I was doing the watch along, so I don't 100% know. I know Max got a 10-second penalty and finished 10th, and there's a steward's inquiry after that as well. Xavi Simons is something to keep an eye on. This is where just because Mikel doesn't like someone doesn't mean Andrea doesn't like him. So keep an eye on Xavi Simons.
That's good to know.
I'm definitely not ruling it out just yet. Brezzy says, hope so. Big up to Canners saying great show, lads. 100 says Martin, who's ahead, Sesko or Gyökeres? Not answering that question. Good try, though. Which do you think is journalist reports are closest to the Arsenal fans? Simba, that's a very good question as well. And I'll be honest, I would take a break from the media world for a little bit. Just keep an eye out. All I would say is just keep an eye out for the Here We Goes or There We Land or whatever people use nowadays, or exclusive. Which I find hilarious. I love the people that said they're exclusives, and I know that there's other people that have spoken about the same stuff beforehand, and they come out with, exclusive. No, it bloody well isn't. It's because now you're going to risk your life because you know you can, but no. Question, can you shed more light on the new approach you said we're using next season? Is this regarding the playing style or the way that we're doing transfers? Because the transfer style is very similar to what we did last summer. So we're speaking to multiple targets at once, which you've probably seen within the media. We're not putting ourselves in a position. Yes, I agree, Dylan. Can't blame a guy for trying. No, it's a good try. We're not going to put ourselves in a position where we end up with a Sterling or Neto again. That will not happen. I don't care who wants to be blamed for that or whatever. I know for some reason Edu gets all the blame. I literally have no idea why, because if you just look at the media in January, where Arteta was literally offered a striker on loan and he turned it down, but said, they didn't deliver a striker for me. We did. We literally gave you a striker on loan, but you didn't want him. So never mind. It is what it is. But yeah, playing style. So it's kind of like two holding midfielders, but one of those will go forward and become an 8 again. But it's going to be a very solid defensive unit with 4 attacking players. So let's say Odegaard is the cam. He can do it, but I think he needs a bit of confidence in it a little bit more. You're going to have Odegaard, you'll have Saka, you'll have the new striker and the new left winger. And it's a free-prone attack. And I keep saying to lads, it's very much how I remember Eze, Elise and Saha. When those 3 were on fire, Jesus Christ, you didn't want to face them because you didn't know what either of those were going to do. And that's what you're going to see from Arsenal. You're going to have a free-prone attack. They ain't going to have a clue what they're going to do. And it's beautiful. I can't wait. So, yeah. Do you think we'll sign first-team prospects like Chelsea with Berta? We will still sign some youth players. That's not going to change because we still need to protect our future. So I'm not concerned. Like the young lad from Blackburn, we need to get him in because Chido's gone. There's a big gap there now. We've got so many strikers leaving in the under-21s is ridiculous. For people that follow the academy, we're going to have probably about 3 under-21 players next season. Most of them will be coming from the under-18s. There's a huge gap at the academy now. Huge. And this is what I've been saying for many seasons now. It is a problem that Mikel has created because he hasn't given them faith that there's a pathway, so they end up leaving or they haven't improved. Nathan's had a great season and we didn't give him a chance and he's now off. Hopefully I've explained it now, Tim.
Yeah, that.
Arteta can't get Arsenal over the line. The first thing is to get him replaced. Let's get Xavi. This will also benefit academy players. Eugene, I do agree, but I would remove him if I was the owner and it's my decision. I would sack him. It's as simple as that. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes. But it's not my job, so I don't sack him. But he has to, and I hope everyone stays on the same page next season and don't move the goalpost and don't pick up their jumper and just make the goal even bigger than it was at the beginning of the game. Me and Brenny both know what that's like on the playing fields where you put your jumpers down as the goalposts and then all of a sudden, 10 minutes later, it's either a metre smaller or a metre bigger because someone's been moving the jumper. But no. Next season, I don't want anyone moving the goalposts. And I'll be honest, I will fall out with people over it because what matters to me is my club. And if you keep moving the goalposts, exactly. At the end of the day,
the club is the star.
Yeah,
no one's bigger than the club.
No, and this is because everyone's making this out to be Arsenal football. And the amount of media that I see, oh, Arsenal's getting his man. Arsenal. I'll rephrase that. Arteta's getting his man. Arteta's getting his player. No, he's not.
No.
Arsenal are getting their man.
Yeah.
Arsenal are getting their player. None of this Arteta rubbish. The media are lapping it up, and all the fans are buying into it, and they really do need to be careful. Should we get excited about Romano's Sesko update the other day? Now, the media know the whole situation with the striker. They could drop it tonight. They could drop it tomorrow. It's up to them now. So just keep an eye out. That's all. I couldn't predict when they're going to do it, though. Thank you very much, Ollie.
Thanks, Ollie.
Josh is clueless. And Arteta, the sweet-talking politician, has him hypnotised. No, Josh is definitely not clueless. Josh is. I don't know where people think that Josh is a very easygoing guy. He really isn't. He's a tough man. There's certain aspects about Stan that Josh definitely takes after, but it's just Josh is a lot nicer. Stan's a knob. Simple as that. But no, Josh wants what's best for the club. You know, Brenny will love this, but Josh has literally watched like history videos, read up books on Arsenal history, understood what it means to be an Arsenal fan. Because if you don't understand that, then you're not going to want what's best for the club. Now, obviously, Arsenal were looking at improving our stadium. We can only do that if we're a successful club, because it takes money to do it. And the only way you can get more money is by getting trophies, because the commercial value improves. They're not stupid. I don't know where this comes from, this narrative that, you know, KFC don't care and they don't invest. They want what's best. If you look at all the clubs they own, they're all successful, apart from us. We are the odd one out. We are, you know, the ugly duckling at the moment. Yes, for me, it's done. There is no issues. I'm more concerned. I'm probably about 6 steps of everybody. I'm more worried and kind of intrigued about the cam at the moment. That's where I am at the moment, because the cam is not sorted. But I'm intrigued where we're going with it. But yeah, I'm chill. As I said, Prezi and Brenny will love this. I'm content. There you go. I'm just content. But guys, that's me done. I will see you all Tuesday. There will be another show Tuesday, around 6:45, 7 o'clock. They will be only an hour, just so everyone's fully aware, because I will not be doing 2-hour shows on transfers, because I'll be doing twice a week. So, you know, I don't want to be talking about the same stuff all the time. Thank you very much, Dylan. Appreciate it. Brenny, where can they find you, my friend?
Thank you, everyone. And thank you for tuning in as always. Yeah, you can always find me here on the Armory TV. You can find me on X, find me on Instagram Threads. I'll be doing some stuff over the summer, so watch out.
Thank you very much, mate. Brezzy, where can they find you, my friend?
Armory TV as well, and on X, my tag is on the screen above.
Excellent stuff. Yes, you'll find his. No, actually, Brezzy's right in front of it, but it's Brezzy Arsenal 91. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's his handle. You'll see me again Tuesday and on Friday. But yeah, big up to everyone that's watching. There's 950 people currently watching. Do appreciate it. I will see you all Tuesday though. Enjoy it. Your start of your week, and I'm sure there'll be some lovely news this week. See you later. Bye bye.